Thursday, so we're getting down to business with this guy right here, Cosmo Macero O'Neill and Associates. And Cosmo, big announcement out of Facebook today. Everybody was waiting for the Facebook phone, but it's not a phone, but it's on a phone. So I'll let you explain.
That's right. It's really bringing the Facebook platform to your Android phone specifically, and you know, the web is certainly going more and more mobile, and Facebook wants to keep up with that and sort of be ahead of that. If you can, and they want you to experience the, Facebook better on your phones. They've hooked up with the Android operating system to bring that experience. It's good for Android phones and the makers of those phones because it'll bring Facebook there, and it's good for Facebook because it keeps them ahead on the mobile platform.
Exactly right, and it also gets them advertising dollars. I read somewhere where they made $300 million last year. They're looking at $900 with this.
Absolutely. Expect more and more mobile advertising, more ways to interact with your Facebook friends on the go. That's where social media is. It's on the go, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or any other platform.
All right, let's move on to the banks now. They've been scolded by a lot of people who do business at them over the years, especially recently. But Bank of America has decided, you know what? Too many people, we've told too many people to go online for certain things. No one's coming in anymore, so they're trying to get them back in. Going to put out lounges, going to have couches, going to have people walking around with tablets to help you out, and these new ATMs that are going to be hitting Boston, right?
Talk about bringing the experience to the customer. They want to bring the real teller experience to you at the ATM. In fact, their first ones will be here in Boston. You'll have video chats with tellers on the ATM. They actually didn't pioneer that. I think a Sovereign Bank, as I recall, had one of those in Harvard Square. But all different types of new services at the ATM. Where you can interact in that way, get a real teller experience, and it's sort of a different look. It may impact in some way the number of branches that banks open or what they'll do with their network of branches in the future, but it's about improving the customer experience. It started off with being able to deposit checks and cash in a new way, and now they're doing more and more at those ATM machines.
Interesting. It went from personal to impersonal, back to personal again.
Absolutely. It's like bringing the people out, bringing the teller out to the street.
Exactly right. All right, and finally, quickly here, survey done by the CDC found many young couples lived together before marriage. In '95 it was only 34%. Now it's 48%.
You know, there's a social element to that, but you know, I think there's actually an economic element. I think more and more people, men and women, are saying, you know what, I want to make that commitment, but I want to feel financially ready. And if I'm not, you know what, let's do this, but let's not go all the way because I don't feel ready. I think that there's something to that, and that's part of this dynamic.
And certainly the age that people get married at is getting older as well because of that.
That's right. People are taking more time to make that serious decision. They're living together. They're feeling, you know, developing the relationship, and probably making some kind of an economic calculation too.
As they should, really, because it's a big part of your life. Once you get married, you got to be able to know how to run the books properly in the house, as they say.
Absolutely, Mark.
All right, Cosmo. Great to see you on a Thursday. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.